Hello and welcome back to Weekly Recap 12. This week we're looking at transformations, and transformations are these things: reflections, rotations, translations, and enlargements. They're the four transformations that we're going to be learning at today. So before we jump into it, we're going to ask ourselves what we want at the end of the year, and obviously that's to be successful, that's to get a grade 4 or above. And how we're going to get there? Working hard. We've got to watch these videos, come back to them regularly, and keep revising from them and from your own work. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to look at is mirror lines. So reflecting over a mirror line. So reflect means a mirror image. So there's two ways of working this out. I'm going to quickly show you each way, and then I'm going to tell you which way I prefer. So there's one way where you just count the squares. Okay, so I'm going to count from here to the line, 1, 2, and then I count from the line, 1, 2, and then that point moves to there. So a lot of this work is point-to-point work. You move from one point, 1, 2, 1, 2. So moving from point to point. Okay, and joining up as we go. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's that corner there. Okay, once you've got the idea, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, these little jumps I'm doing, you don't need to do. They're not mathematically accurate, but it's just to help me illustrate, so you can do that. And once you know where the shape's looking, obviously you will use a pencil and a ruler to get a nice clear shape. So it's the reverse. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. So by counting the squares over and moving each point individually until you can get an idea of the shape and then drawing it. What I would prefer, if you're in the exam, what you will have is tracing paper. So what you can do is you can trace this shape, so you would trace it, but you will also need to make sure you trace the line as well. So trace this line as well. So trace the mirror line down the middle. And then what you want to do is you're going to want to just flip the tracing paper over. So turn it all the way over. And what you should get is the shape flipped over. And if you match your mirror line to the line on the paper, it will give you the reflection like that. Okay, so we've just traced this shape on tracing paper and then flip the whole lot over to give us the reflected shape there. But make sure the mirror line is also traced. Okay, that's for our straight line. Next, we're going to look at a diagonal line. Again, the same exact way. So if you're going to do it by counting squares, you're going to have to count 1, 2, but when you get to the line, you have to go down 2. Okay, so it gets a bit more confusing. So across 2, down 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's that top end. So this end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so these are my bottom points here and here. Okay, and join them all up. Okay, that's one way. But then the tracing paper method, this can be quite tricky actually, because you've got to count and then go down. I think that's tricky. If we use a tracing paper method, again, we're going to have traced our shape. Then we're going to trace the line as well. So here's me tracing the line. And then I'm going to flip my paper over. Okay, so this is my paper flipped over. And then I have to match my red line up to the line I've got. So although I've flipped it, I now need to turn it around. If I can do that. I'll move it around a bit. Get it, turn it round so my line matches that line. Oh, it's not quite there. And then move it on top. There we have again our reflected shape. So using the tracing paper method, you just trace the shape, trace the line, flip the paper over, turn it all the way over, or fold it over along the line if you prefer doing that, and then place it on, and then you just draw your shape under the tracing paper. Okay. Very quickly, we're just going to quickly recap the names of lines. So we have here this is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. Okay, so if it says reflect in the y-axis, you're going to be reflecting in this mirror line. If it says the x-axis, it means this mirror line. And then every other line, we'll quickly go through the lines. So if I draw a line down here, this is going to be x, because it's going through the x-axis, equals 5. Okay, so this line here is x equals 5. If I draw another line going across here, this line is going through the y-axis. So this line is y equals, and it's going through at -3, y equals -3. We get another line, let's do one more. If it goes through here, so it's coming down, it's going through -4, and it's going through the x-axis. So this line would be called x equals -4. Okay, so let's see that into practice now. So then we can use these as mirror lines. So in the exam, it might ask you to reflect in one of these numbers. It could be anything. It could be y equals 1, y equals 2, x equals 1, x equals -1, anything like that. So you have to be able to name the line before we do a reflection. We'll look at that in a second. Okay, so it's saying reflect triangle A in the x-axis. So first of all, you have to find out what the x-axis is, which is the x-axis. So this is our x-axis. So we're going to draw a line through there. That's my x-axis. So that's my mirror line. Okay, here we can reflect it then. So from here to here is 1. So we're going to go up 1. From here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, you're 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you can use the tracing paper method, but I'm just going to count the squares on this one because it takes ages to make those tracing papers on the computer. So it's a bit quicker to do it by counting squares on this one. Okay, and there we have our reflection. Reflected in the x-axis, so it goes up there. This is our x-axis. Okay, reflect triangle in the line y equals 1. So first we need to find y equals 1. So y equals 1, that means it's going through the y-axis at 1, or at -1, so it's through here. So that's y equals -1. And again, we'll go back to counting our squares. So we'll go from here, 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 squares to the line. So 3 squares either way, 1, 2, 3. So this corner goes to this corner. This one is 1, 2, 3 away again. So 1, 2, 3, that goes to there. So this corner comes to here. And this corner is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. Okay, join them all up. And there we have our reflected triangle. Let's label it B. So I'm going to label that B. B for triangle. Okay, reflect the shape in x equals 4. So find the line x equals 4. So that means it's going through the x-axis at 4. So there's our mirror line. And again, we're going to just count through and reflect it. So here we've got, it's quite hard this one. So let's deal with the corners that are on the square. So 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This corner, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this corner, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we've got all of them. And this one is in the middle of this square, and it's 1 away. So we'll go in the middle here, 1 away. And then we'll join all these up. There to there, there to there, there to there, there, and there. And again, we're going to label this B. Okay, so that's our reflections done. So now we're going to look at rotations. So when we're looking at rotations, there's a few things we have to make sure we look at. So when we see the word rotate, that means we're looking for how many degrees we're going, what direction, and we're looking for the turning point. So here the turning point is given to us as a red star. In these type of questions, again, you're going to want to trace. So you're going to trace your shape. I've traced mine here. Here it is, traced. And you're going to make sure that you put your pencil on this corner here. So once you've traced it, you put your pencil on the turning point, and then you turn the shape 90 degrees clockwise, means we're going the way a clock goes, so we're going to the right, a quarter of a turn. So 90 degrees clockwise would be there. Okay, that's 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, that's 90 degrees clockwise from there. Just imagine the hands of a clock going round to there. So that's 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, then you make a mark there, point by point, moving the tracing paper away, and that would give you your rotation just there. Okay, so now it's slightly more difficult. We've got rotation 90 degrees clockwise again. So we know it's rotation. It's 90 degrees clockwise, and its turning point is 10.8. So the first thing we have to do is mark down on our on our shape where 10, 8 is. So 10 along, remember 10 along and then 8 up. So our turning point is actually now here. It's not on the shape, it's off the shape. So I've marked that. If we mark that, that's going to help us to do the rest. Again, I've traced my shape here, and then I need to turn it 90 degrees clockwise again. So we're going to the right, around the turning point 10, 8. So I'm going to turn it round here, so up there. So there's my turning point, 90 degrees clockwise. Okay, and then you would trace that onto your grid. Rotate the shape 90 degrees. So we've got 90 degrees. Again, so we're rotating. It's 90 degrees. It's anti-clockwise. And we're going around the turning point 14, 15. So first thing we need to do is find that point 14, 15. So 14 along. Oh, sorry, 14, 5. 14 along and 5 up. So this is our turning point. So make sure this point stays still. You put your pen on there, hold that still, and you turn the tracing paper around. So your pen's on this point, the sharp end, and we turn it anti-clockwise. So that means we turn it to the left, and we're turning it 90 degrees. So we're there. Okay, again, then you trace that onto your grid. Okay, we're going to look at translating. So translate means to move the shape. So it says on the grid, translate the shape P 2 units to the right and 3 units up. Label the new shape R. So again, get that tracing paper out, trace the shape, and then move it 2 to the right and 3 up. 1, 2 to the right, and then 3 up. 1, 2, 3. And then just move your tracing paper and copy that shape onto the part below. And that's going to be labeled R. Okay, that's the easy part, translation. If you get a translation question like that, then it's good. But we might also get a translation question which includes vectors. So vectors are the translation language that tells us where to go. So for vectors here, 5 on the top, 3 on the bottom, minus 3 on the bottom means we have to move 5 to the right and 3 down. Okay, see if you can remember how to do all these. Pause it now, try and remember, and then we'll go through them. Okay, so this one is 7 on the top number. So the top number tells you left and right. The bottom number tells you up or down. Okay, if it's a positive number, it means to the right. If it's a negative number on the top, it means to the left. This is positive 7, so that means 7 to the right. The bottom number tells us up or down. If it's a positive number, it means up. If it's a negative number, it means down. This is 5 positive, so this means we're moving 5 up. Okay, here we've got a negative number on the top, so that means 8 left. And we've got a positive number on the bottom, so that means 5 up. Okay, this is how we have to move our shape. This one, we've got a negative number on the top, so negative 3, that means 3 to the left. And this means minus 5 on the bottom means 5 down. This one, we've got minus 2 on the top, so that's 2 left. And positive 3 on the bottom, which means 3 up. If you need to go over these again, rewind the video, pause it, try and figure them all out, and then watch the answers. Okay, so now we're going to translate this shape by the vector 4, 3. So we said that 4, 3 means 4 to the right and 3 down. So again, trace the shape. I've traced mine. Here it is. 4 to the right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 down. 1, 2, 3, counting whole squares. So it just goes to there. So make sure you count the whole squares, and then again, you will just move your tracing paper and trace that shape onto the grid. Okay, nice and easy. If you didn't have tracing paper, if you weren't using tracing paper, again, you're going to have to go corner to corner. So you're going to go from this corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 down. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to go to another corner, and you're going to go from here. You're going to go from this corner. Yeah, from this corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. So that's going to go down to there. And then from the top, you're going to count 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, sorry. There we go. And just like we had before, join it all up, and we have our translated shape. Okay, but tracing it is much quicker. If you're going to trace it, it's going to be more accurate, it's going to be easier for you to do. So always, you can have as much tracing paper as you like in the exam. So use it for anything transformation, translations, rotations, and reflections. You want to be using tracing paper. Okay, last thing to look at then is enlargements. So enlargements means changing the size. It can get bigger or it can get smaller. So here we've got a scale factor of 2. A scale factor of 2 means we're increasing the shape by times 2. So we're timesing everything in the shape by 2. Whenever I have an enlargement, what I do is I count the lengths I've got. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this length is 5, and this length is 3. If I know it's a scale factor of 2, that means I've got to times both of these by 2. So my new shape will be, let's get some lines. My new shape's going to be 3 there, so it's going to become 6. You can't see that. Let's go back to the pen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it's 5 there, so I've got to double that to make 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 back that way. Sorry, 6 back that way. And then down to make this 6 by 10. And it doesn't matter, because we've not been given what's called a center of enlargement, we can put this anywhere. It could go on top of this shape, it can go over here, it can go up there, it can go wherever you like. Okay, so now we're going to look at enlargements from a point. So now we've got an enlargement. It's very similar to what we just had. We've got an enlargement. It's got a scale factor of 2 still. So we've got a scale factor of 2, but now we've got a center of enlargement. This is where things get a little bit more complicated. So what you might want to do is you might want to draw yourself some guidelines. A guideline just goes through the corners from the center of enlargement to your shape, and it gives you an idea of where your shape should be. So scale factor of 2 from the center of enlargement. Because we now have to enlarge everything by a scale factor of 2, that means we also have to enlarge this distance from here to here by 2 as well. So like I did before, I'm going to write the measurements on. So that's 2, that's 3, but I also need this measurement here, which is 4. So now I have to double every single length that we have. So I've got a length of here of 4, so I have to double that because it's a scale factor of 2. So now it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My new shape is going to start from here. Now I know that this shape is 2. This length here is 2. I have to double that to make 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that length is going to be 4. This length is 3. So I have to double that to make 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as we can see, it fits on our guidelines. Okay, so now we've got our shape. Our guidelines have told us where it should be, and it fits on the guidelines. So that's going to really help us make sure we've got our answer right. And it needs to be in this place. If we make our shape the right size, but it's in the wrong place, you still will get some marks, but you won't get all the marks. So we have to make sure that you take this distance into account also. Okay, so this is probably the most difficult. Enlarge triangle A by a scale factor of 2 on the center of enlargement 5 minus 5. First we have to do is find 5 minus 5. So here's 5, minus 5 is here. So this is our center of enlargement. Okay, what we're going to do next is draw our guidelines. So we're going to draw a guideline that goes through from our center of enlargement through the corner of our shape. So there and there. You can extend it all the way to the end. Okay, so this is a bit tricky now. We have to count from our center of enlargement to the corner of our shape. So from here, we need to count from here up to there. So the measurement from here to here is 4. And the measurement from here to here is 1. So 4, 1. This length is 2. This length is 2. From here, so we'll start from here then. So scale factor of 2 means we've got to double this. This is going to, instead of 4, this is now going to become 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this was 1, so now it's going to double up to 2. So we can see it falls on our guideline. So this corner here is now moved up to here. And we know that this is 2, So we can go up double that. We can go up 4. Oh dear, I don't want a dotted line anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we know that this line is 2, so we can double that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we have it, both on the guidelines. We just join those two up, and there we have our enlarged shape from the center of enlargement. If you can get your head around the center of enlargement, that is probably the hardest thing in transformations. So if you manage to keep up with this, if not, watch again, keep going over it, and hopefully you'll be able to pick it up. Okay, so that's everything. We've very, very briefly and quickly gone through all of transformations there. Remember, your transformations are your rotation, reflection, translation, and enlargement. Rotations, where you turn it. Reflections, where you mirror image. Enlargement, change the size, bigger or smaller. And translations, where you move the shape. The shape doesn't change direction or size, it just moves the whole thing. Okay, so hopefully that's been useful to go over transformations. It was very quick, but you know, it's quite a big topic. And again, they always come up in the exam, so you need to make sure that you have a good grasp of these transformations. If you do get stuck on them, obviously you can come and ask me and we'll go through them again. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this video. Remember, you've worked hard on this video. You've made the effort. You've turned the video on. You've started it. You've already taken the first step. Keep watching them. Keep up with the channel. Keep up with the playlist. And you're working hard. So you're doing everything you need to do. If you're watching these videos and you're doing your best in class, you're doing everything you need to do. You just need to keep going. And that will help you. And you get to the end of the year, get you a grade that you want, and you're already doing the hard work by even logging on here. So well done. Keep it up, and I'll see you next week.